Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine and I'm here with Ray Snisky, who is the Apple Leisure Group Vacations President. We're going to talk about the merger with Hyatt, its ramifications, and what's care got to do with it here on Insider Travel Report. When you were asked about the merger with Hyatt, you're quoted as saying, the culture at Hyatt was a pleasant surprise. What did you mean by that?
You know, I really could never have imagined that there'd be such a cultural fit. And it really starts with the Hyatt purpose, which is we care for people so they can be their best. And it starts with Mark Hoplamazian and goes through the entire group of colleagues. It's been such a warm welcome. It's such a collaborative group of people. We've obviously worked on a lot of different work streams and things to enhance the business. But it's been as perfect of a transition that I could have ever imagined in the last year.
In your view, what do you feel are the benefits to both sides?
Well, for us, we get one of the leading companies in the entire world, one that has, once again, a culture of care. And we now have more luxury resorts and destinations around the world than any other hotel company. They've got so many great advances in diversity and inclusion and technology and cybersecurity and all those types of things that a company of their size and breadth helps us be better. And so this last year has really been about being a whole lot better. And then the cultural fit, as I said, has been fantastic. There hasn't been one person on the Hyatt side that I haven't really enjoyed working with and working with the teams. And so the momentum is just at an all-time high.
But they benefited too.
They did. You know, we have really, as a group, immersed very well into their organization. We've performed very well, which is always an added bonus. And so from that standpoint, I think the future is extremely bright. And the momentum we have today is just the stepping stone into what we're going to do in 2023.
You said that Hyatt has great security and has given you suggestions on security. Have you guys beefed each other's security up? Have you been working together on the software? That's really
Yeah, we have. And and sometimes a lot of that work, and it's been a tremendous effort by our tech team and the team we have at Tricep Solutions to work with the Hyatt team. And they've really put in an amazing commitment of time and energy into bringing our security systems even to a heightened level. We always were very, very strong in that area, but really Hyatt opened our eyes because unfortunately some of the best and brightest minds in the tech world are hackers. Right. And so they're getting better and better each and every day. So that part of it. And as you refer to mergers and so forth, you're right. We have a long history of private equity, multiple private equity flips, the merger between ALG and Mark Travel. Right. This has been an acquisition that has had no blips. No blips at all, has never interrupted the business, hasn't really shook the culture of the company. A lot of our mission, vision and values were very, very similar, so it was just slight tweaking. And me personally, and I know I speak for our team, this idea of we care for people so they can be their best has been almost the most fitting purpose that I've ever been associated with because it can be applied in so many different ways. So we have had no blips at all with regard to that, and that's really allowed us to continue the momentum in the business.
And now you're starting to drill down and figure out what it is you're going to share. And you talked about Hyatt's Privé program is one that you will be able to, your people will be able to use. Yeah,
and so for us, what we're hopeful is that we want to have best in class. So for an advisor that wants to work with the Privé program where it has very high room categories, longer lengths of stay and so forth, directly with Hyatt, that's fantastic. We have a solution. For one that really wants to drive all-inclusive packaging business, we have a plethora of solutions as well. So we want to continue to operate under a best practices scenario and really be best in class where whatever the advisor is looking for, we have something there for them.
Who at Hyatt said, if we could have done that, we wouldn't have acquired you?
Yeah, that's a great point. So I think that was Mark. Okay. And so Mark's point was, I didn't acquire Apple Leisure Group to tell them what to do.
Right.
I acquired you because you were an outstanding business, had outstanding team members and leadership and so forth. And so, but it takes a very confident leader to be able to take that step. I think inherently sometimes when companies buy companies, they just perceive that they're smarter than that company because they were able to buy them and so on and so forth. And so he's really preserved all the best of ALG while enhancing some of the things we chatted about earlier. So it's really been a winning combination for both of us.
Did you find that Hyatt matches your enthusiasm for the travel advisor?
Absolutely. And I think early on that everybody loves the idea of I embrace change until somebody else makes the change for you. And so we had concerns that advisors, they were sharing with me at conferences and in town halls and so forth that are they going to cut our commissions and so forth. And I said, with all due respect, your commissions never came up once in the deal, and advisors are vital to both organizations, and so in both of our businesses, the advisor is providing higher average order values and great relationships that bring customers to us. And so our model at ALGV doesn't work without travel advisors, and it doesn't work with us trying to chisel away their compensation. I want to find ways for them to make more money and continue to be successful with our company. So, cutting commissions and those things will never be part of our focus.
I know you said that. I cannot think of a business model where that would work.
Yeah, I can't. When you take the lifeblood of your company and you start to chisel away at it, that's a dangerous proposition. So, as you can see from what we've invested in this conference, advisors are a critical part of what we do, and they are today, and they will be tomorrow.
Absolutely. A question came up where people asked you if ALG will be expanding its products to include some competitors, and you had an interesting answer. Would you like to enumerate?
Sure. The one that I get asked about frequently at these kinds of events is Playa and so forth. So, we're having some discussions as a company with them, and they've got great products and services, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to work that out where we include them in our lineup.
Your technology, you're investing heavily in technology. A lot of the point is to make it easier for the travel advisor, to cut down on paper and redundancy and all that. That came through loud and clear. Can you tell us some of the things you've got coming, that you've got planned?
Sure. For us, as we all know, in COVID, we had to cut back on some investments and had to really be prioritized on how we used our technology. Then after this acquisition with Hyatt, we spent a lot of investment in technology on cybersecurity, all things that are great for our business and great for our advisor partners. But we're really excited about this upcoming year where we're putting a lot more technology into our group business, and our group business has absolutely been booming. It's been one of the leading parts of the company, so we're investing there. We're investing in an enormous project to make VACs more self-service and allow advisors to be more in control and not have to call into the contact center. And
which helps the call center.
Helps the call center, but it helps them as well, that they're in control of their business and not having to check with us or have us make changes. And then we're continuing with our investment in transformation and really having more digital adoption and having more tools and more robotics. I spent much of my career walking down football fields of blue cubes with people typing, and it's great to see us, automating net rate entry into the system and automating refunds and those kinds of things. So we're going to continue to take all those back of the house functions and try to make them more efficient.
And also learning. You're investing a lot in learning.
Yes, the ALGV Pro is a new accredited program for advisors. We just launched it 2 weeks ago. We already have 5,500 people signed up, and we have 550 people that are already accredited. So we're excited about that. And I think moving forward, it's going to be a lot more about education and content. And we've got all the blocking and tackling down pat as a group right now. And so we're really going to look for ways to help the advisor be much more efficient and help them grow.
You said something that I found really interesting. It was that what did you mean by we are the guest's guest? There's 1 week where they're suddenly with us. Explain that. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, and this actually comes from Mark. It comes from a conversation that he shared where, we always think of the guest as coming to visit us.
Right.
And really, we're a guest in their lives.
Right.
And so in their life for a year, hopefully we spend the best week of their year with them. And so really just changing the mindset. And that really kind of goes back to our focus on care, is how do we make sure that we're doing everything we can for the customer.
It changes the delivery of the care when you think of it as that we're the guest.
Yeah, it does. And it really, another example of putting the customer first and really coming around to us adapting to the customer's needs versus us trying to train the customer. You hear some of those kind of crazy phrases, train the customer or try and market them to act a certain way. No, we need to do all the adapting and coming up with better services based on what their needs are.
If travel is more expensive than ever, but that makes you want to give more care because money's not the object. Anybody can match price, but what are your feelings on this?
Yeah, it's a couple of things. One of the drivers is that people are paying more than they ever have for vacations before, but actually negative comments are 20 to 60% higher than they were previous to COVID. So they're paying more and in their eyes sometimes getting less. So we've got to fix that. And for us, switching our focus to care is that we want to make an emotional connection with customers and advisors. And you think about all the times in your life where you've made an emotional purchase, the first crib for your child, or the first piece of jewelry for your wife, wherever the case may be. You weren't leading with the price, and when you go to people's homes, there's not receipts of how much money they saved in frames all around the living room. So it's really about us focusing on care. And when you can do that, I think it doesn't get down to the commoditization. And so it's a step for us to separate in the commoditization part of our business.
That's great. Okay, we're going out to over 109,000 travel advisors. Some have worked with you before, some have not. What message do you have for them?
Well, for those of you that have been working with us, I extend my gratitude and we appreciate all that. We've had some folks that have left and come back. And for those of you that haven't joined the party, you're missing out. So can't wait to welcome more into our family. And we can't wait to see what 2023 brings. Early indication it's going to be another record year.
Ray, I've thoroughly enjoyed this conference. You ran a great show. Thank you for inviting me and good luck.
Thank you very much, John. The team gets all the credit. They did all the hard work, but I appreciate it. It was great to have you here. Thank you very much.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.